You're at this point in your career where you can get a legend like Slash to play on one of your songs.
We've just all been friends and talking back and forth, and I sent him a few songs, and I'm like, I'd love, if you want to do a solo, I'd love to have you on my record. And he picked Tombstone Town, which is what I was, praying he would do, so, because it seemed to fit. It was like the right choice.
Rock, metal, prog, and everything in between. Welcome to this episode of Talkin' Rock with Meltdown. Don't forget to follow the audio-only Talkin' Rock podcast on all podcast platforms. And now, it's time for today's conversation. Here's Meltdown.
There she is. I asked for Dorothy on Valentine's Day, and look what happened.
I'm here. Let's go. It's Valentine's Day. Oh, is that good or bad?
Do you celebrate the season? I don't even know.
I mean, I love love. Love is good. I don't know about making a Hallmark holiday out of it,
Well, it's good to see. Always good to talk with you. Of course, the new record's coming out. And then I just learned this week that you're going to be coming to, well, kind of my neck of the woods. You're playing the Machine Shop, I think, for the first time. Is that correct?
I think it might be the first time. I mean, it sounds so familiar. I definitely have heard of the Machine Shop, and I want to say I might have been there before, but when you tour that much, it's like kind of a blur. But I'm glad. I love Michigan, so we're coming back.
Yeah, so you're coming back on April 22nd. I texted Kevin the other day to ask him if you had ever been there, and he said he didn't think that you had. But that's a great place, a great staff, and when I'm going to make the trek up there to see you that day.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'll know it when I see it if it looks familiar.
Yeah. So the record's coming out, The Way, on March 14th, and I guess we'll just start there. What is The Way?
The Way, it's my fourth album. I did it with Scott Stevens and a bunch of amazing songwriters in Nashville too. I went out there. We wrote a bunch of songs with Blair Daly, Zach Malloy, Kylie Sackley, Danny Myrick, Marty Fredrickson. And then Scott and I got in the studio and wrote here. And also I think we did Tombstone Town over Zoom with Curtis Peoples. So I had a lot of really cool collaborations. And The Way, the name came to me, and I highlighted it when I was reading, and I sent it to Blair, and he wrote this beautiful ballad. And so that's the title track, and that's the name of the album.
Yeah, that's the title track, and that's a track that finishes up the album.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Do you purposely, I mean, the record starts with I Come Alive. I mean, some heavy hitters and stuff. Obviously, I haven't heard The Way, but do you still purposely? I saw your vinyl post the other day. You put the songs in some sort of order.
Always, yeah. The flow is very important, and just like our live set, the flow is really important. And when we had finished I Come Alive, in the studio, Stevens was isolating the strings, and so I said, please keep playing that. That's beautiful. And I just started singing. And I think it came from the first piece of rock music I ever heard was Great Gig in the Sky by Pink Floyd. So that female vocal had kind of made its way into my subconscious. And I just felt like expressing myself. So we caught this beautiful moment, and he looped the strings for me so I could kind of go off. I'm like, just let me express myself. And yeah, and then he kind of pieced it together. It was hard to sing. I mean, I had to do it for a while till we got a piece of music done.
No, I can't wait to listen to the whole thing. And that sounds like a perfect way to start the record, by the way. And I was going to ask you about that because Scott had actually texted me. I said to him, I said I was going to be talking to you, and he wanted me to ask you about the intro on I Come Alive. So I guess we've already done that.
Yeah, we knew. We were like, I think this is going to open the record. This is just like a nice punch in the face because it's so heavy, when it drops.
Now, you just mentioned that you were in Nashville and stuff. Did you write any other stuff in Nashville of your previous records, or was this something you tried that was different for this one?
I mean, I've been back and forth to Nashville a lot. I definitely wrote, I want to say almost half the record in Nashville with our friends over there. And Gavin Lucas, who works with Bailey Zimmerman, wrote Putting Out the Fire with me and Scott Stevens. So he's a true blue country writer. I mean,
Yeah.
he's Nashville. So it was great. I like having those influences in there.
And I was going to say, it's like, yeah, the influences. It looks like the influences maybe even taken over a little bit of the way your style for this record as well. You got the hats on and stuff. And
Listen, let me show you something, okay? All I did was lean into it more. It's always been there.
Okay.
I go back in my camera roll to the first picture, and it's so funny. Like, and our first record too, there was like a lot of slide guitar, harmonica, swampy blues, so it was in there, that Southern rock influence, because that's what I grew up on. So, um, I'm missing some pictures, but hey.